Marley and Me or whatever that movie
They
is.
eat everything. Oh my God. Puppies, you guys, puppies. It's Puppy Friday. You're going to see the puppy at some point during this broadcast.
Yes, it's Puppy
Prepare
Friday.
yourselves. Prepare yourselves. He's a
And you're
terror.
welcome, everybody, because I insisted on it. I was like, you keep promising puppy, you don't deliver puppy. The people are getting angry.
I almost took him to the pound last night, you guys. He's a terror. He's a terror. He's peeing everywhere. He's eating everything. He's out of control. He's a terror. He's a little terrorist is what he is. All right, you guys. I don't know if you know this, but the stuff in this mug right here, it's the only thing that is keeping me going this morning. It's the only thing that's keeping me alive.
And by the way, this mug not the greatest thing ever from Carmen? Oh my God.
I have the original. Great. I have the OG, the original gangster mug. But yeah, she's the best. But it's Bone Frog coffee is in there. If you guys are not drinking Bone Frog, what are you doing with your life?
Get boned. Hello.
Yeah. What is the website for Bone Frog? Because I don't
bonefrogcoffee.com.
Thank you.
I will bring it up for everybody right now because it's been a while since we've mentioned our friend. Where is it? But there it is. Bone Frog Coffee. bonefrogcoffee.com.
Yep. Listen, you need to go there and then save 10% on your Bone Frog subscription because they have a subscription thing, you know?
Yeah.
And then you can use code SHIX10 at the checkout. You should do that because Bone Frog Coffee is bomb.
It's so good.
Also, you guys, we did a deep dive this week. It's coming out tomorrow. It's dropping. And we did it on gender reveals and how dumb they are. So you should check that out.
They've become a thing. Oh, somebody got the olive oil and said it was amazing. Oh my God, it's so
so good.
Oh my gosh, so
plain. Good. So good. Just like drizzle it on your hand.
So good.
So good, you guys.
A few things to get to before we get to videos. E. Jean Carroll is threatening another defamation suit against Donald Trump for the things that he said about her in the town hall on CNN the other night.
Why wouldn't she do that? She'd get more money. She could suck more money. I mean, the well is not dry. Why wouldn't she do that?
I can't deal with her.
Have you sued all of the guys yet that grabbed your butt in the 80s? Have you done that?
It's just enough already with her. She just needs to go away. Also, shout out to the University of Georgia Bulldogs for declining the invitation from the White House to have the championship winning football team visit because they just got invited just now because Biden doesn't know how to do anything right. And so instead of inviting them after they won the championship back in January, when the team was still intact, now there's like seniors that are probably already gone. They're like, oh yeah, you guys should come visit. And so they said no, and I love them for that.
No, I don't think we're gonna go. Meantime, he's got like actors and actresses come to the White House taking selfies. Like it's just too little, too late. You know.
I gotta delete this Melissa chick first thing that
what is Melissa doing?
Defending a rapist or whatever.
We're not. He wasn't.
Oh my God.
No, it wasn't rape. That wasn't what he, no.
You know, and you're defaming Trump right now because he was cleared of rape charges. So shut your face.
Yeah. So maybe he should sue you.
Yeah. And that would be great.
Probably sue you of defamation because he was not charged with rape.
Yeah. Yeah. So there, Melissa, or whatever your name is. Also, many thanks to the many people who sent help to me the other day when I was complaining about the fact that I couldn't cast Twitter videos, and Tucker is now going to be on Twitter, as you know, and I wanted to figure out a way to get him casted up onto my big screen, and a whole bunch of people wrote in and said, oh, you need to use your phone's mirror, your mirror function on your iPhone that mirrors your screen to your TV. And I had no idea that function existed. And so thanks to all of you who sent in comments and suggestions, emails to do that, I figured it out. I've got it. And it's thanks to you all. You guys are the bomb. You're always so helpful and I appreciate it. So I wanted to make sure to say thank you for that. Reminder to sign up for Costa Rica. If you want to hang out with us on New Year's Eve and for a few days before and a couple days after New Year's Eve, we're going to be spending 8 days, I think 7 or 8 days in Costa Rica with you all. So we've got a nice group already signed up to go. We're happy to, there's room for a few more. So if you'd like to come and do all kinds of fun activities, dinners, cocktail hours, Q&As, all kinds of stuff with us in Costa Rica.
Horseback riding.
We would love to have you. Let me get the website up for people who might be interested in joining us. It is cruise-tour.com/trip/chicks. You can get all the information. It is going to be freaking amazeballs. So hope we get some more folks to join in on that fun. And then lastly, another reminder to everybody that starting June 5th, we are going to move the time of this broadcast by 15 minutes to 7:30 a.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central, starting on June 5th. That's happening.
Praise
15
be.
extra minutes of sleep.
Thank you, Jesus.
So excited.
Every little bit helps, you guys.
All right, let's get to the big news of the day. As soon as I remind everybody about how important it is to get yourself educated about gold and other precious metals and why you might want to include them in your financial portfolio. I don't know if you've noticed what's going on in the world, but it's bad. Like everything, we're about to default on all of our debt. Interest rates are out of control. Inflation is still crazy. The price of everything is horrible. Everything is borked. And so it's probably worth at least exploring how you might diversify. And gold is one way to do it. And the best people to tell you why and how are the people at Birch Gold, who will give you a free information kit if you just text the word chicks to 989898. They will send you all the information you ever wanted to know, broken down in super easy to understand language and words and comprehension levels for anybody. I understood it, and I don't know jack about finance. So it was super, super helpful. Just text the word chicks to 989898 and see. There's no obligation. So you're just going to get information. That's all you're going to get. And then you can decide. Okay. Title 42 ended officially midnight last night. The headlines basically everywhere all are saying brace for chaos. And so if you thought it was already bad before, it's about to get a whole heck of a lot worse. And yet Mayorkas, that little salamander, stood up in front of the press corps yesterday and just said some really dumb stuff. I'm going to play you 2 clips of him separately. The first is him addressing the misleading numbers that the White House keeps giving out about how they have like this exponential rate of deportations. It's a bunch of bullcrap. You can have the same rate of deportations as you've had in the past, but if millions more people are coming than ever before, that's still a huge fat problem. I don't know why that takes so much explanation. So you're going to hear from him. You're also going to see more video of Texas Border Patrol and National Guard, who are basically our only line of defense at this point, thanks to Governor Abbott, who has deployed National Guard to actually physically block the border. That's the best we can hope for at this point. And so you're going to see some video of that. You're also going to hear from Nikki Haley, who visited the border herself, actually traversed along 400 miles of it and is reporting back. And then we'll cap that off with another just unbelievable statement from Mayorkas about why we should be okay with all of these people coming. So here we go.
This point on Capitol Hill, and I wanted to give you an opportunity to respond. They point to Border Patrol's own numbers, which show that going back to October of last year, there were more than 1 million apprehensions, but then there were also more than 530,000 gotaways. That's roughly the size of the population of the city of Baltimore. How can you say that the border is not open?
So we removed, returned, and expelled 1.4 million people last year. Ask those 1.4 million people if they think the border is open. Our apprehension rate at the border is consistent with the apprehension rate in prior years.
Okay, I just can't. Look at this. And apparently, this was posted from Bill Malugin, the guy with the fabulous hair from Fox.
Uh-huh.
And his caption on this was that all those people that are lined up behind the fence were utterly flummoxed. They were flabbergasted that there was a barrier at all. They were like, what in the world is going on? They couldn't believe it. Why
is there
aren't
a
we just
border?
being allowed in?
Exactly. We were told that we were just going to be able to like pour across. Yeah.
Right?
Unreal. God.
Eric, I've gone to the border, and I didn't pull a Kamala and go there and come out. I've been 400 miles along that border, and what I saw was unbelievable. I mean, when most people get up and get their coffee and go watch the news, these ranchers get their coffee and they see if anyone died crossing the fence. They go and see if they have to pick up any little kids. You know, when I met with sheriffs, they say they round up these illegal immigrants. Before 7 a.m., they turn them over to Border Patrol, who documents them and then releases them until their court date 2 or 3 years from now. When I talked to Border Patrol agents, they said, you want to know about our jobs? We're just glorified babysitters. 5 million illegal immigrants have crossed the border since Biden took office. You've had enough fentanyl that would kill every single American that came through last year. You've got cartels that are either trafficking people or they're trafficking drugs. And, you know, you look at the number one cause of death for adults 18 to 49 is now fentanyl. And now you've got this situation where Title 42 is going to be lifted, and you've got to look at both Republicans and Democrats and Biden and say, you knew this was coming. You knew this was going to happen. At what point did you not say maybe we ought to do something about it before we get to the point where almost 500,000 illegal immigrants will be crossing the border a month? It's inexcusable. It's unacceptable. It's a dereliction of duty on multiple levels, and the American people don't deserve this.
Yeah, and then they'll turn around and they'll point fingers and say, you guys are racist. It's not racist. This isn't racist to protect the border. That is their freaking job. He needs to be impeached for this. Like,
I can't believe he hasn't already, honestly.
I'm not talking about Mayorkas. I'm talking about Biden. Like, this is an impeachable offense. Your job is to protect the American people. That is your number one job. Like, your number one job is to make sure that like we have sovereignty and that the American people are protected. Again, like, this is a national security issue. And like, it is broken down. When you have 5.5, 6 million people just pour over our border that aren't supposed to be here, you need to go. Get the F out. Like that they impeached Trump for a phone call. I mean, it's outrageous what's happening in our country. This is impeachable. Absolutely impeachable. Where are the Republicans on this? They should be screaming at the top of their lungs for us. They are our employees, and this is absolutely, positively impeachable, without question.
Well, Mayorkas wasn't done. He also wants to explain away. This is the new spin. Why apparently it's like they're trying to say, oh, we're managing the border really well, and all these people are being processed, but then at the same time trying to make excuses for why they're coming. Here he is.
Economic cost of your broken immigration system, since there are businesses around this country that are desperate for workers. There are desperate workers looking for jobs, desperate workers in foreign countries that are looking for jobs in the United States where they can earn money lawfully and send much needed remittances back home. What is the cost of a broken immigration system? That is the question that I am asked, and that is the question that I pose to Congress, because it is extraordinary.
Okay. So if that's the case, then why are we paying anybody welfare? Like, seriously, if people are like desperate, if people are like clamoring to take all these jobs, then why are we paying people not to work right now? Why are we doing that?
Biden used to actually be a huge proponent of having a work requirement to get welfare. Not so much anymore.
I mean, take disability off the plate. But why is anybody who is able-bodied being paid right now by me? Why? If that's the case, if there are so many jobs, Mayorkas, screw that guy.
God, I know.
I mean, how dare he get on a stage and say that to the American people when all these people are just pouring across the border? We are not safe. I mean, Nikki Haley said it best. There are drugs pouring across the border. People are being trafficked. It's like, think of the disease that's coming across. where all these Democrats, all these liberals for, all that time during COVID, they were like, oh my God, wear like 5 masks, you can't go into a restaurant unless you're wearing your mask, and then you sit down and then you can take your mask off. And they had all these stupid rules. And then they're letting all these people pour in. They have no idea what they have. And that they have some stuff. I mean, what the hell? Like they're just pouring. It's coming to a city near you. It's coming.
I'm sorry, you guys. Our system has like moved our super stickers and super chats, and I just had to figure out like where to find them. So thank you, Peggy Sensale. Thank you so much, and thank you, Cindy. Cindy says, "Oh, happy day! I woke up to a flat tire. Oh no!
Oh no,
Cindy, that sucks.
That sucks.
I'm sorry about that." There's an interesting point also that's happening right now. Some conflict, because Nikki Haley, for example, is one of the people that is like really, really wants to have E-Verify for employers. And I have long been a huge proponent of that as well, because my view is if employers, U.S. employers continue to hire illegals, then they continue to incentivize illegals to come.
Right.
If nobody's doling out jobs, then the illegals aren't going to have reason to come and get work here, right?
Precisely.
And so to me, it just makes sense. Well, Thomas Massie is very much opposed to E-Verify, and he's speaking out about it and saying that this is just another way of the government controlling private business and like having records on everybody. I don't know how different it is from, everybody has to fill out their I-9 form when they get hired somewhere. Like we've done that for as long as I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
But if there is no E-Verify system, how are employers to find out if they're even hiring someone that's illegal? You know what I mean? So then you can't blame the employers anymore. If they're hiring people who have fake IDs or whatever, how are they supposed to know? Yeah. And so I keep asking Thomas Massie on Twitter, every time he talks about it, every time he posts something about how bad E-Verify is, I'm like, okay, what is your solution? And I never get a response. I mean, granted, he's a very busy congressman, but
yeah,
like what is the answer then?
Yeah, you're a constituent. I mean, for the most part, you're a citizen, so he should be answering your question, because you can't just complain about stuff and then not have a solution. You have to have
exactly
right.
And so, like, what? Okay, you're against E-Verify. I hear you, and I appreciate your rationale, but like, what should we do instead? Because we have to have a way of U.S. employers knowing whether or not they're hiring somebody that is legally allowed to work here.
Right.
And if they're doing it on purpose, they should be penalized for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
it's kind of like, it's kind of like, I feel like all of these illegals, right? All the Democrats and it's crickets right now from the left. You don't see Alyssa Milano. You don't see AOC in her white suit crying down there now. Like, Democrats are not at the border right now. They're not there. It's all Republicans. They're all just silent about this right now, which I find really interesting. But you guys, ask your friends, ask your liberal friends on social media today. Ask them, because they all have guest rooms. And the ones who voted for Biden, ask them why they're not housing some of these illegals in their homes. Ask them. Ask them personally. Ask them today. Be like, you know what? There are 5.5 million of these people in the country now. Why don't you take them into your home, since you're such a freaking bleeding heart? Why aren't they in your homes? Ask them personally. See what they say.
Well, I know Abbott's sending like thousands and thousands of people to the big city still. There was a whole busload of people that ended up on Kamala's doorstep again, which I just, bring it on, right? Like that is exactly, everybody needs to share the pain.
No, I don't need to share the pain, because I didn't vote for this shit. Democrats need to share the pain. They're the
sanctuary cities. Sanctuary cities, you need to pony up. This is what you wanted. This is what you asked for.
Yeah. Why doesn't George Clooney have them in his mansions? This is the thing. These are the people who need to take the brunt of this, and they're not doing it because they're giant raging hypocrites. When push comes to shove, those are the people who need to have them in their homes. I didn't vote for this. I don't want those people in my homes, because I don't know who they are, and I don't want them in my guest room. I have one guest room.
And they don't belong here unless they go through legal channels, period, the end. My God, I don't know why this is so hard for people. What's not hard is making the choice to buy rough greens. Yeah. Rough greens for your dog. Everybody loves their dogs. We're still waiting on the puppy, by the way.
He'll be here probably in the next couple minutes. Yep.
And I know that puppy's already getting rough greens, because rough greens is what helps your dog live a longer life. And if you don't believe how much dogs love it, just get yourself the free trial bag. You just go to Rough Chicks, RUFF chicks.com. You're going to get sent a free Jumpstart trial bag of Rough Greens. It probably is going to last you at least a couple weeks because it's a pretty good sized bag. And you can see how much your dog loves it. And basically what you're giving your dog, I'll just read you the list because this is amazing. 100% natural blend, vitamins and minerals, probiotics, digestive enzymes, omega oils 3, 6, and 9, and antioxidants. All the stuff your dog needs to live its longest, bestest life. By the way, my husband told me about a dog that just broke the Guinness Book of World Records, who's 30 years old, and he's a big boy. His name is Bobby. He's so precious.
What kind of a dog? Is he like, is he
it's like it's a Portuguese something or other.
A Portuguese water dog?
No, it's not a water dog. It's a dog I've never heard of, but it's a Portuguese something or other. That's a big, hefty dog. So I was surprised because usually big dogs have even shorter lifespans than small dogs. 30 years old, and he's so dear and precious. And I have to believe that dog is on Rough Greens.
Oh my gosh. I love that.
Oh my God, it's so great. Roughchicks.com is where you get that Jumpstart trial bag. Check it out. But I mean, I should try to find a picture.
Harley Cat said he's a Feinstein dog.
But he looks really good. Right. Therein lies the difference.
He looks better than her.
He actually looks really, really good.
God
so
bless him.
I know.
I want all my dogs to live to be 30, you guys. All of them.
I know. I mean, that's just so rare. I just, I know.
Oh my God.
Anyway. Okay. We need to move on to other kinds of news. And there is still tons and tons of chatter about the CNN town hall from the other night. I'm going to start with Anderson Cooper. This is a bit of a long clip, but you need to hear how much he hates you and how stupid he thinks so many of us are. The condescension from Anderson Cooper in this clip is just off the charts. So we'll get to that first. And then there's Molly Hemingway on Red Eye, I think. And that's why my name is Maki Hemingway today. Molly Hemingway giving her thoughts about the town hall to Greg Gutfeld on Red Eye. It's great. And then there's two clips from a focus group that was done immediately after the CNN town hall. And this group of folks was asked, first of all, aren't you guys mad about how often Trump brings up the past, brings up 2020? They're also asked if their impressions of Trump changed as a result of the town hall. Both clips are just super fascinating, but we'll start with Anderson. Here we go.
Have expressed deep anger and disappointment. Many of you are upset that someone who attempted to destroy our democracy was invited to sit on the stage in front of a crowd of Republican voters to answer questions and predictably continued to spew lie after lie after lie.
What were the lies?
I get it. It was disturbing. It was disturbing to see and hear that person refer to a black law enforcement officer as a thug, an adjective he used many times to describe black men, and call Caitlin Collins, the moderator, nasty, which is what he calls any woman who stands up to him. It was disturbing to hear him speak so highly of QAnon conspirators and insurrectionists who assaulted police officers in our democracy on January 6th. And it was awful to hear him spread ridiculous lies about the election. And it was certainly disturbing to hear that audience, young and old, our fellow citizens, people who love their kids and go to church, laugh and applaud his lies.
They go to church?
And his continued defamation of a woman who, according to a jury of his peers, he's sexually abused and defamed. As good a job as Caitlin Collins did trying to fact check him, it is impossible to fact check fully because he lies so shamelessly. Now, many of you think CNN shouldn't have given him any platform to speak, and I understand the anger about that. Giving him the audience, the time, I get that. But this is what I also get. The man you were so disturbed to see and hear from last night, that man is the front runner for the Republican nomination for president. And according to polling, no other Republican is even close. That man you were so upset to hear from last night, he may be president of the United States in less than 2 years. And that audience that upset you, that's a sampling of about half the country. They are your family members, your neighbors, and they are voting. And many said they're voting for him. Now, maybe you haven't been paying attention to him since he left office. Maybe you've been enjoying not hearing from him, thinking it can't happen again. Some investigation is going to stop him. Well, it hasn't so far. So if last night showed anything, it showed it can happen again. It is happening again. He hasn't changed, and he is running hard. You have every right to be outraged today and angry and never watch this network again. But do you think staying in your silo and only listening to people you agree with is going to make that person go away?
I love how it's like maybe you were not paying attention. I mean, CNN never stopped paying attention to Trump.
Oh
It's
my
like,
God.
and
That's what they needed for ratings.
Oh my, but that's the thing is that they have constant TDS, right? I mean, I thought it was going to stop after he lost the election. I thought, okay, the TDS will stop. They'll stop paying attention. We're all going to move on, and then we'll just move forward, right? They never moved forward. They have been so bitter about him, and even MSNBC is the same way. Like the Mika and the Joes, they constantly opine about him. It's just a never-ending Trump all the time. They love to hate him, and they always will. It's like they live for it. Give me a break.
What's interesting too about what he just said is that he was clearly directing his remarks to any left-leaning audience member and utterly dismissed the fact that other people might be tuning into CNN. Mm-hmm. So if you're a person who watched that town hall and thought Trump did all right, all things considered,
right.
You're ignored completely, or you're insulted. You're literally just being insulted by Anderson Cooper on CNN. And he's just dismissing the opinions of 50% of the population as if we're crazy or whatever. I mean, that is not unbiased journalism. That's freaking biased as hell.
Totally biased. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like you're not welcome here to watch CNN. You're not welcome. You can't sit at our table. It's like, and that shows you exactly who CNN is. CNN is a left-leaning propaganda machine. That's who they are. Well, congratulations. You showed your hand. Yeah.
We showed that clip yesterday of like Jake Tapper in near tears over the whole thing. And that's kind of where we pick up with this clip of Molly Hemingway.
But seeing Jake Tapper near tears after it was an extra special delight in addition to getting to see what happened there. But this is not just the former president. This is the far and away top candidate for the next Republican nomination. The idea, the media meltdown over this means that they don't really trust the American people. Ask him questions, get the answers, trust the American people to make the decision.
Right. Yes.
But they don't. They basically handled everything by silencing him for the last few years. And it actually counterintuitively made it all that more refreshing to see him. You're not sick of hearing him for the last few years.
Absolutely.
So it was like, wow, I forgot this was great.
Yeah, it's actually you kind of missed him. Is it?
Right.
I love that. I love that.
Because they think they won by, silencing. They think they won by being a propaganda machine. It's the same reason everybody loves Tucker, right?
Yeah.
Because Tucker, he speaks the truth. And we all know that what he says is true. And they think that they can silence him. They can't. They are never going to be able to do it. I mean, this is the thing. We all think that America is on this course for destruction. And it very well may be, right? But there's still going to be that flicker of this is America, man. There's always going to be that American spirit. Well, you will not crush it. You won't. There are going to be people out here who still are hungry for the truth, and we're going to find it. We're going to find it, and you're not going to silence it. Bugger off, Anderson.
And the fact that they want to so much and they don't even realize how commie that makes them it's incredible.
Yeah. And then they dare to call us fascists. Oh my God. You have no idea.
All right, you got to see these two clips from this panel because this is awesome.
Him for the last few years.
Absolutely.
So it was like, wow, I forgot this was great.
Yeah, it's actually you kind of missed him.
Does it bother you that he keeps talking about 2020 and not 2024? I'll ask you first. This is Jonathan Leslie. He's 40, Republican, voted for Trump twice. How do you feel about those lies?
So I feel like part of it's also the media narrative, as you guys asked him the first question at the town hall about the 2020 election. Rather than current stuff.
So don't you think he could say it's time for me to start talking about 2024 and not lies that aren't true?
Couldn't the media ask him a question about 2024?
Well, there were questions, but you're right. That was the first thing, but that's something that was on our mind. And that's why I was asked first. Mike, the vote.
Oh my God, I love
that's
that
what they
guy.
have in common, that most of them are Trump supporters. What I want to ask you first of all is, do you think, show of hands, anybody think Donald Trump looks better after this town hall? Any of you think he looks worse? Any of you think the same thing about him as you did when you walked in? So all of you feel that way.
That's exactly what we said yesterday. That town hall changed no minds whatsoever. Either
job,
way.
CNN. Good job, you.
And apparently 3.1 million people watched. So when you think about that number compared to how many people watched Tucker say, hey, I'm going to do stuff on Twitter now.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean,
oh my God.
It's not even, was like 100+ million people saw
it's
that.
Wah, wah, wah.
I mean, it's just, wow.
Yeah. You suck, CNN. You suck.
All right, let's move on to the Biden family investigation. So there were, we got to a couple clips yesterday. Everything was so rushed yesterday that we didn't spend quite as much time on this as we wanted to. But Nancy Mace also spoke out on Wednesday talking about some of the evidence that they've uncovered. And she had a very stern message for the Department of Justice. There's also a little clip that you're going to see of Bill Hemmer showing you just how much coverage time the other networks gave to this whole story. And then lastly, Nancy Mace responding to the now new narrative from the mainstream media. Even Steve Doocy said this the other day. He asked James Comer directly, well, you guys don't have any actual proof of anything that Biden did illegally, right? So Nancy Mace addresses that at the end. So she's at the beginning and the end of this little trio. Here we go.
He has written to Vuk Jeremic and Rob Walker, but they have both refused to cooperate with the Oversight Committee. The Biden family needs to answer for this. And the DOJ needs to get off its ass and investigate. Okay. We've done the work for them so they can't screw it up now. If these allegations, any of these allegations are proven true, then someone with the last name Biden needs to be charged, prosecuted, and maybe spend a little time in prison to take to account and responsible for the actions they've taken today. Also, as mentioned by the chairman, I want to thank you. The legislative priorities we have of our committee, this is not a witch hunt. This is not a conspiracy theory. If there are anti-corruption laws that need to be made stronger, we will also do that. And I appreciate your time today. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right. The media coverage, however, was, well, can we say missing? Major networks, right, had a combined 0 minutes of coverage.
Wow.
With the new findings on the Biden family last night, where's this going?
Well, you'll continue to see us investigate and have more updates like the press conference yesterday. And everyone wants to say there's no connection to the president. We have debunked many of the lies that have been told. We were told that the laptop was fake. It was not. We were told that Joe Biden, that this didn't happen while he was vice president. It did. We proved that with Romania yesterday. And the Democrats and the left want to say that has nothing to do with President Biden, except for the fact that this is literally his family tree, including a grandchild and nieces and nephews that are likely just innocent collateral damage and had nothing to do with any of this. But when you look at the number of shell companies, the millions of dollars being moved around, the access they had to the president, vice president, this is the most corrupt scheme in American politics, and it ought to be investigated to the fullest extent of the law. And the left has said for years, well, that no one is above the law. We'll prove it. Put your money where your mouth is.
Damn straight.
I wonder how that chick Melissa, who was at the beginning of our broadcast, feels about, all the networks defending the Bidens by not putting anything out there about this. Seriously, she's all mad because we were defending a rapist when he wasn't actually convicted of rape at all, And then it's like, this is the thing. Like, I'm assuming she's probably left leaning, or maybe not. I don't know. But I mean, how would somebody like that feel about this? This is the thing.
I can tell you because I'm actually fighting with someone on my sister's Facebook page about this. Like someone whose immediate defense of this is, well, they don't have any direct connection to Joe Biden. And also Trump is orange. I mean, that's essentially how the conversation always goes. If they can't defend this, they'll deflect and immediately say, but women don't have control over their bodies or whatever.
Okay.
It's so typical.
What about Tara Reid? What about her?
Yeah.
What about that chick? I guess, believe all women except for her.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, she's just a trampy tramp, right? I mean,
God,
you can't believe her, right, Alyssa Milano? Yeah, she accused a Democrat. And then all the people who accused Bill Clinton, right? I mean, Juanita Broaddrick, we can't believe her. Lord forbid. I mean, this is the thing about anybody on the left who's accused of anything, they cover it up. But by God, we got to believe all the people who accuse Trump of all the things. It's just such a double standard. I find it so telling that none of the networks are covering this at all. I mean,
at 0 minutes. That's extraordinary.
It is extraordinary. That should tell you everything you need to know about those networks. Everything.
I mean, wow. Also have a couple of creepy Biden clips to share with you. He was addressing a group of folks yesterday about all of the continued damage that he's doing to our economy by what's the word? Like forbidding, I guess, any future permits for drilling oil and gas permits in Alaska. So he's all proud of the fact that he has put a stop to future new drilling. And he's all like, this is so great. We're saving forests or whatever. So anyway, It was an environmental talk, but at the end of it, he gets super weird. And I'll just give you two examples. They're smushed together. Look at this.
Tell you what, looking at the guys up front here, having to put on ties when you're on a school day.
He's breathing.
That's a hard thing to do, and all you lovely young ladies. You're not hot, are you?
As the president departs.
All the kids under the age of 15, come on up here.
Oh my God. Under the age of 15.
Why?
And then there was a little girl that walked up there and you could tell she was like a lamb to slaughter. Like who is her mother? She's looking around like, why did my mother make me come up here? I don't. And who is her mother? Like, if you're a parent, why would you do that? Why would you send your under 15 kid up on stage with Joe freaking Biden? Who are you? Somebody needs to take your parent card away. Good Lord.
My God. So ridiculous, so creepy. Yeah. And the thing about like, if you're under 15, come on up here.
Come on up here. Let me sniff you. I got to.
Where did that age cap even come from? Like what?
I have to smell your head.
He's so weird. Oh my God.
Such a weird.
Also, there was supposed to be today another meeting between Kevin McCarthy and Joe Biden about the debt ceiling, which of course we're going to be running out of money to pay our debts on June 1st. It's kind of important that they sort this out. There's threats, mortgage interest rates skyrocketing to 8.5% if they actually default on the debt on June 1st and they don't do anything about this whole debt ceiling issue. And Kevin McCarthy, they postponed. And Kevin didn't. He's very upset. The meeting was supposed to be today. The White House has postponed until sometime next week. And who knows if that meeting will actually happen. Kevin spoke out about that yesterday. I'm apologizing for him that he talks so slowly. If there were a way for me to speed this up, I would. But I can't. So you're just going to have to deal with a minute of Kevin McCarthy because what he says is important, I think. It's just that he's very so important. Kevin.
He has that politician cadence.
Yeah.
Since I first sat down with the president on February 1st.
It's like very pensy.
Yeah.
To identify a problem. Yeah. To know the deadline would be coming.
Dramatic
pause.
We
all know that the deadline for default is June 1st.
Right.
Why are we in this situation? Because inflation, Democrats added $6 trillion. They harmed every single family by bringing inflation to our country. And now 3 of the 4 largest bank failures in American history has happened just in a couple months.
Dramatic pause.
We watch people bringing home their paycheck. It doesn't go as far.
Like
we watch Democrats treat the exact same way. The House passed a plan to avoid the default. We cap spending. We grow the economy, and we responsibly raise the debt limit. And there's only 15 days to go. How has the president handled this? The exact same way he's handled the border. He ignores it and hopes it goes away. But President Biden and Senator Schumer are stuck on no. They have no plan, no proposed savings, and no clue. Apparently, President Biden doesn't want a deal. He wants a default. Mr. President, my message is very simple. Do not miss another deadline like you just missed on Title 42. Our country cannot afford it.
It's true. It's very true. Did you see Chip Roy in the back? He always looks like he's about to mess somebody up. You know what I mean? He's looking around. He's like, who do I have to mess up? Yeah, he's just he looks like that in the back. I just like that guy. Anyways, yeah, but he's not wrong. McCarthy's not wrong.
I can't believe they postponed it. I mean, this is just they're playing chicken with the whole entire world economy at this point.
They don't care, you guys. Nobody cares. Our leaders don't care. It's a bunch of toddlers. They have no freaking clue what they're doing. I have no faith in these people. It's just, seriously, my 13-year-old could do a much better job. Cash could do a better job.
I don't know about Cash.
I honestly think Cash could. I mean, he's sleeping right now. He could wake up. He wakes up maybe 3 hours a day. And in that 3 hours, he could do a better job. You guys know it and I know it. We all know it.
At least he wouldn't do anything. And anything is better than the damage that Biden is causing. Yeah. I would take nothing over all the actions that Biden is taking.
Yeah. Way bigger balls. You guys know
That's true. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I hate to report on this. I hate it. But the Marine that held Jordan Neely in the chokehold is being charged today with manslaughter because Alvin Bragg is a complete psychopath.
And a racist.
Oh my God. Just the worst.
Yeah, it's all about race. It's like he's a racist. And a lot of this is, it's based on that. And this is just, why are we doing this? And it wasn't.
Well, I thought the Five had a really, really good, especially Greg Gutfeld had the best breakdown of what's going on with this charge and what it means for how people might react to dangerous situations in the future. Here he is.
Yeah, I agree with the judge. This is political. It's pro-criminal. It's anti-hero. It's going to be the case of the summer or whenever it happens. This is going to be a very important point for this city, this state, this country. It's time for us to get this progressive pro-crime ideology to walk the plank. I'm a hermit, right? People know that. I don't do anything. I've had 4 friends of mine victims of crime this month. Wow. All right? One major break-in, one a violent attack on the subway when he was intervening, right? The homeless guy was threatening people. He told the guy to knock it off and he was attacked. Couple of people I won't bring up indecent exposure this morning. We might have all heard about that. I had my life threatened. I don't know, was that about 3 weeks ago? I didn't talk about it. These are all anecdotal stories that are actually the mosaic that becomes statistics. So you can sit there and you can say, oh my God, this is what he did. He jumped. You don't know how you would react, right? And everybody has to face the fact that this could happen to them. You could be in this Marine's shoes. Yeah. And you know what? Those shoes right now belong to a hero.
Yep.
Or it could be that something like this, Jesse, makes people who would be in a position to be able to help to decide against doing that for their own future.
You're going to see a lot of strong men sit back and watch. Right. Women get attacked, kids get attacked, innocent bystanders get cold-cocked on the subway. Sorry, no one's going to stick their neck out.
It's true.
They're already doing it. They're already starting to do it all across the country. Strong men are not doing anything because they know that they're going to get in trouble for it. I mean, it's like if they're not defending people that they should defend. Why should they? Because of crap like this. That guy was a hero, and heroes are the ones. Hot. He's totally hot. Have you guys seen him with the shirt off? I mean, it's like. I'm not. It's totally inappropriate that we're talking about this, but I don't know if you guys have seen him with his shirt off. I'm not even into blondes. And
I mean, if there's any reason he should be arrested, it's for that.
This is what we focus on our show. Have you seen the abs?
All kidding aside, he should not be arrested.
He should not be arrested. I mean, it's like, it's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking. And this is the kind of mentality that we're showing. I mean, he's what? How old is this guy?
I think 24, 25.
I mean, and this is what we're telling our young people. Don't do this. Don't be a hero. I mean, if I were this kid's mom and this was happening, I mean, like, you raised this kid he's a Marine. He's a hero. He has that mentality to go in there and stick his neck out for other people on that subway. And then now it's being punished. He's being punished for that.
The people in here who are like, shame on you. You're so immature. You're in the wrong show.
Yeah.
Okay? You're in the wrong, just bye. Because you're in the wrong spot.
You can go ahead.
People who are like, please share the picture. You are our people.
Right. You can go ahead and pray for us because it's fine. It's fine. But I mean, like, he really does have great abs. He does.
Yeah,
honestly.
and he saved lives. Period.
He's a
because
hero.
that guy was screaming about how he wasn't afraid to go back to jail and he would hurt everybody on the train. The guy saved lives, and I hope he lawyers up really, really well.
I was thinking the same thing, Mock, because there's got to be somebody in this country, a lawyer in this country, or a set of lawyers, a gaggle of lawyers who are willing to go to bat for this kid. Because New York, man, I just don't know. New York.
I know. It's bad. It is
bless
bad.
him. God bless him.
Trump has released a fantastic new ad. Now, people are already criticizing because apparently in the ad are a couple of stills that are from like Ukrainian stock photos, or it doesn't matter. The whole point is that it's a fantastic ad. And I don't know why people are picking on him where he got some of the still images. The point is the ad itself and not like the intricacies of where he. Anyway, you just need to see this ad. It's really, really good.
It's morning again in America. And thanks to Joe Biden, our borders are now wide open for all to come. Our schools free from parental involvement. Mediocre male athletes now given the opportunity to compete unfairly. Under Biden's unprecedented inflation, the hope of home ownership gone, and young adults forced to abandon seeking the American dream to live in their parents' basement longer. Biden's disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan left billions in weapons behind and American lives taken. Our police ranks now shrinking, yet Biden spends billions creating an army of 80,000 new IRS agents. Why would we ever accept the incompetence and weakness of Biden when we could have the freedom, security, and economic prosperity we enjoyed just 3 years ago?
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
So CNN fact check that.
What and did they find? What did they find?
No, I said fact check it. That was present tense. Fact check.
Okay.
I want.
I was like, what?
No, I want CNN and MSNBC to fact check that ad. Because there's not one lie in that ad.
Yeah, good luck. And meanwhile, why aren't they mad about Biden's constant lying? To the point where it prevented him from running for president. What was that, 30 years ago for the first time? And the guy is a known liar over and over and over again.
Oh my God, he's a plagiarizer.
Yeah.
He's like the chief plagiarizer. This is the thing. Like he's the biggest liar of them all. So they like when they talk about lies, it's like, seriously, look who's in charge right now. Not only that, but why aren't they mad about the state of the country?
Yeah.
The fact that the country is on fire right now. And you're not mad about that, Anderson Cooper? I mean,
Anderson Cooper doesn't mind the grocery prices or the gas prices.
I guess he doesn't. But the fact that like we're losing our country right now. Today is a huge day. Today is a monumental day. With Title 42, everything on with the border. The fact that we don't have a border, when you don't have a border, you don't have a country. I don't think that these jackholes understand the severity of what's happening today. I don't think a lot of people on the left understand it. I think they just think we're being benevolent. We're the good people because we're not racist. That's what they think. This is not about racism. It's not about xenophobia. It's about losing our country. That's what this is about. They think they're getting voters. They're destroying our country single-handedly. That's what they're doing. Congratulations.
It's really totally terrifying. Okay. I've been trying to play this video for days and days and days because I thought it was really, 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 really interesting. I probably because I was agreeing with the Democrat, and that was like, what is even happening? This is a video from a Texas legislature meeting, and apparently a Republican legislator she made a bill, she wrote a bill saying every classroom in Texas has to, by law, display the 10 commandments in every classroom. And I agree with the Democrat who opposes her on this action for the very reasons that he outlines. And I thought, well, this will be an interesting thing to see what our folks here think about this. Because I feel like this is one of those Republican things that jumps the shark. like a lot. And then it just breeds resentment when there doesn't need to be. So anyway, I wanted to play this clip because I don't know who these people are. These are state legislators. The Democrat, very well spoken. The Republican, not very good at defending her position. Take a look.
You as a fellow Christian, Representative Noble, I know you're a devout Christian, and so am I. This bill, to me, is not only unconstitutional, it's not only un-American, I think it is also deeply unchristian. And I say that because I believe this bill is idolatrous, I believe it is exclusionary, and I believe it is arrogant. And those three things, in my reading of the gospel, are diametrically opposed to the teachings of Jesus. You probably know Matthew 6:5, when Jesus says, don't be like the hypocrites who love to pray publicly on street corners. When you pray, go into your room and shut the door and pray to your Father who is in secret. A religion that has to force people to put up a poster to prove its legitimacy is a dead religion. And it's not one that I want to be a part of. It's not one that I think I am a part of. You know that in Scripture it says faith without works is what? Dead. Is dead. My concern is instead of bringing a bill that will feed the hungry, clothe the naked, heal the sick, we're instead mandating that people put up a poster. And we both follow.
Well, I got to pause it. We can't just like not see the puppy. We got to see the puppy. You got to be unmuted. We got to see the puppy, and then we'll get back to the video. Let's see it. Give him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, give him.
I can't hear you.
You can't?
I can't hear
I don't know
you.
what you did, but I'm still talking. Bring back the puppy.
Yikes.
Bring back the puppy. We can hear you just fine.
Why can't I hear you?
We can hear you. I don't know what you did.
Hold on. Wait a second. Can you talk to me
Yeah,
some
everybody
more?
can hear us
I
both.
can't hear you. I got to get out and get back in. Hold on.
All right. Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to keep playing the video then, you guys.
A teacher, a rabbi, who said, don't let the law get in the way of loving your neighbor. Loving your neighbor is the most important law. It is the summation of all the law and all the prophets. I would submit to you that our neighbor also includes the Hindu student who sits in a classroom,
And they have to go.
the Buddhist student who sits in a classroom,
They have
and
to
an
go.
atheist
And they
student
have the
who
puppy.
sits in a classroom.
Oh. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt, but they have a puppy and they have to go.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so there's a puppy, you guys.
Look.
There he is. Can you
Look
see
at
him?
that face.
Can you see? Look at the camera.
Oh
Look at
my
the camera.
gosh.
There you go. See?
Look at him.
Greg is holding him up for everybody. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. There. It was Puppy Friday, you guys. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. We interrupted in the middle of a clip, but they have to go to school. So honey, thank you. It was Puppy Friday. Sorry.
Puppy Friday. I'm going to rewind just a little bit
Okay.
so we can revisit. This is why it's probably we can't do Puppy Fridays because like we're going to.
I know.
Everything
I know,
is going to
right?
get all borky.
It's going to get borky. I know.
I know. Okay.
Right.
Let's get back to this. I'll rewind just a little bit.
The question to you is, it is the summation of all the law and all the prophets. I would submit to you that our neighbor also includes the Hindu student who sits in a classroom, the Buddhist student who sits in a classroom, and an atheist student who sits in a classroom. And my question to you is, does this bill truly love those students?
I'm going to go a different direction than I think you're trying to lead me.
Okay. So she did. This was actually like a 10-minute, probably longer clip. And she ended up saying, well, you know, the country's foundation is based on these rules. The 10 Commandments is how we want to live our lives. And that's all fine. But I would be totally down to clown with a copy of the Constitution in every classroom. But I don't think it's appropriate for the 10 Commandments to be forced to be up in every classroom. I just don't think that makes any sense. And so I thought, what's going on that I'm agreeing with the Democrat here? Because she was really, really bad at like defending her
Articulating her case. Yeah.
God, it was a disaster.
I think
And then I was like, why are we doing this at all? Like, why make this a
okay.
thing?
Well, I think what's happening, and I'm not sure who she is, like who she's representing. Who is she, a legislator? Like what?
Yeah,
who is this chick?
they're both Texas legislators.
All right.
One's a
okay.
Democrat and she's the Republican.
All right. Well, here's the thing: is I think what's happening here is we've swung so far to the left in so many cases that we now are seeing the pendulum swing to the right, where people on the right are like, okay, well, I see your drag queens and I raise you the 10 commandments. That's what's happening here. And that is, we need to kind of meet in the middle where I get it. Like, I don't know if I want either one in schools. I just want my kid to learn reading, writing, math. You know what I'm saying? I want them to social studies. I just want them to go. I want my daughter to go and learn subjects. And then everything else just doesn't need to be in there. I don't want drag queens. I don't want any of this sexual stuff. I don't need her to go. I don't need her to have church in school. I just need her to have school. That's what I need her to have at school. So everything else can just not be there. You know what I mean? It's like, unless she goes to a parochial school, or, I mean, at one point when she was, younger, I sent her to a Catholic school. We're not Catholic, but she actually went to a Catholic school when she was, a kindergartner, preschool, or whatever. And there was Jesus and flags and stuff on the wall.
Yeah, that's totally
and I
different.
love that. And that was great. Right. But I mean, in public school, just teach her subjects and shut up.
Yes. And this is why I was so frustrated, because I was like, why are you even taking the time to put together a bill forcing classrooms to have the 10 commandments?
No,
there are more important things the kids need to have in classrooms, like actual learning.
But conversely, there shouldn't be any of this LGBT shit.
No,
either. I don't like it at all. And when I see Pride weeks and stuff like that, I don't like that either. And I make sure that I ask we have conversations like every other day in the car. What'd you learn in school? What's going on in school? What's happening in school? I need to make sure that none of that stuff is infiltrating her classroom, because it is insidious and it's happening. And it's
absolutely
now in her school, it's not so bad. I mean, it's a pretty conservative so far. Thank God it's a pretty conservative school. At least the district that she's in is pretty conservative so far. We've escaped it so far. We're not in this weird district where we're at, because we're in a pretty conservative district in Texas. However, I hear about it happening all over the place, and it's starting to creep. It's starting to creep where we're at. I mean, like, we're an hour away from Austin. So it's like, it's coming. I know it's coming, but she's almost in 8th grade. So we're like, God, just let her get through, So, I mean, I get it. I understand why the woman is probably like, we need to counteract it with something. And I guess it's going to be the 10 commandments. I understand why this is happening. I just hate that I hate that it's happening.
Yeah.
So
but it's going to cause fights that don't need to be had. Right. You know what I mean? And
I mean, if everybody would just shut up and teach what they're supposed to teach, maybe the test scores would be better too. Maybe these kids would be smarter. Maybe they'd actually know their history, and maybe they'd actually be doing better in math. Because right now, kids in Texas are like 30. I don't even know. They're 30 something in the country. They're not doing so hot in school. So
it's really, really bad.
Yeah. Maybe they should concentrate on subjects.
Okay, we have, as promised, because yesterday's show was short, we have double whack today. Which one do you want to do first?
Let's do the Bolognese. Is that how you pronounce it?
Okay, let me get my screen shared, because this title alone is just so absolutely
so gross,
horrifying that it must be seen.
Yeah, she had knee surgery, and then she made spaghetti Bolognese out of her knee cartilage, you guys.
Oh my God.
Why would somebody do this? She's an influencer. She's an influencer. And so
what would even make you think to do that, though?
Well, she probably thought I can get a lot of, we're talking about it. So she thought I could get some, likes or whatever out of this. This is attention. She wants attention. Look at her.
Yeah.
Look at her.
Yeah.
She's like, look at me.
Look at my body.
Look at my ass. Look at my ass. This is the thing. She wanted attention. So she obviously, she doesn't wear a shirt under her blazer. She's one of those.
Yeah, this is definitely not attention seeking at all.
Oh,
not at all.
Not at all. So yeah. So this is the thing. So she made, I don't really even like Italian food that much. And this makes me
I used to until you sent me this story.
Right. So I like it even less now. But she did. She actually had like a bite of it. She and her boyfriend made it, And I don't know why any doctor would give you.
And he ate it
cartilage.
too.
The doctor did, or the boyfriend? The boyfriend did.
The boyfriend ate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the doctor asked her, because she did the surgery without anesthesia. So she watched it and it was just under a local or whatever. And the doctor was like, do you want this cartilage as like a souvenir? And she was like, yes. Okay. So that is already weird enough as it is. But then to take that next step in your thinking and be like, I would like to eat that. Like, who does that?
Yeah. I don't even know why you'd take it. I don't know why
either. Why would you want to Silence of the Lambs? Like it's not. It's freaking gross.
I ate it with a nice Chianti.
Oh God.
So
anyway,
gross. Yeah, that's gross. So that's the first whack. The second whack is if you're a parent or a grandparent and you think you can just sit your kid down in front of a cartoon these days and walk away and go do laundry, think again, because they're learning stuff that is, I mean, you may be okay with this, but I personally am not okay with this because there's constant cultural brainwashing happening in cartoons. It used to be that we could watch Bugs Bunny and it's just like the only brainwashing you got was that people were dropping like anvils on other animals. You know what I mean? It's like they're just like hurting each other. It's like no big deal. We had great cartoons back then. Now it's now they're talking about pronoun usage, which is what's happening in the Transformers cartoon. So if you have a little boy or girl that watches the Transformers cartoon, you may want to think twice before just sitting in front of it. And it's not just this cartoon; it's others like Nickelodeon and the Cartoon Network and stuff like that. They're constantly inundating little kids with propaganda. So make sure you know what your kids are watching. But I think we have a clip. Do we have a clip?
Mm-hmm. Morgan, can you switch?
Nightshade's pronouns are they, them.
He or she just doesn't fit who I am.
Oh my God.
My apologies. Please switch their piece.
I can't.
I mean, right?
What the hell?
I mean, this is happening. This is happening in cartoons.
Oh my God.
And that has to be so confusing for a kid because they're like, wait, they, them, there. So, yeah. So, I mean, these are what, 4, 5, 6, 10-year-old kids watching that. Yeah. So just watch out and make sure that you know what they're, because you think, oh, it's Transformers. It's no big deal. Yeah. It's happening everywhere.
Stuart the Brit, thank you so much. Stuart writes, all joy to all you colonial type mothers out there this weekend.
I love it.
I love that. Thank you so much, Stuart.
My God, it's Mother's Day weekend,
It's
guys.
Mother's Day Eve.
It is. I love Mother's Day so much. You know why? Because we always do something like a brunch and I just eat my face off. Are you interested in having some cartilage with your breakfast this year? I'm not going to eat any cartilage of any kind this weekend. I'm just going to hang out and be lazy on Sunday. I hope you guys are going to do the same. Just get spoiled rotten.
I don't know what our plans are. I've not been informed of any plans.
You usually get surprised with stuff, don't you? Don't they?
Well, not really. I mean,
you go to a fancy restaurant.
I'm hoping that we have a good dinner. I do like a good dinner.
I know. They usually go fancy, you guys. Mock is so fancy.
Okay, it is time for My Pillow Talks. And don't forget, you can get your buy one, get one special on the My Pillow 2.0 version. If you go to mypillow.com/chicks, use code chicks. If you buy a pillow, you're going to get one for free. These are the amazing new temperature controlling pillows. You definitely don't want to miss out on those and all the other discounts you can get with code chicks at mypillow.com/chicks. Someone said, don't forget to do Miley. And it's been so long.
Oh my gosh. It has
since
been a long
I've had Miley. I don't even know if I can find her. I know.
Scroll down for that.
I mean, we should have Miley today.
There
she is. Here we go.
There's Miley.
Journey is usually the part that you remember anyways.
Right. So great.
Oh my God. Okay. All right, back to regular ones because I've got some good ones for you today. But this is an amazing factoid about Biden's age that I thought everybody would enjoy and also be simultaneously freaked out by.
I just saw this comment on someone's video about Biden, and this isn't true, is it? Is it?
Oh, that's so great.
Lincoln's presidency ended the day he was assassinated, which is April 15th, 1865. Joe Biden was born on November 20th, 1942. Biden's inauguration was on January 20th, 2021. Okay, the time between Lincoln's death and Biden's birth is roughly 77 and a half. Let me calculate it for you. Hold on. 77.6 years, okay? That's what we're looking at. Okay, and then the time between Biden's birth and Biden's inauguration, just did the exact calculation, and the man was 78.2 years
Crazy.
old.
So crazy.
What? Confirmed. Joe Biden was born closer to Abraham Lincoln's presidency than his own.
That is nuts.
What in the world?
So nuts.
Is that just the craziest thing ever? Oh my gosh.
It's too crazy.
I don't know about you, but I do believe in ghosts, and I've got incontrovertible proof of the existence of ghosts. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm ready for this jelly.
Okay. And go.
If ghosts aren't real, then explain this.
Right?
If ghosts...
That was terrifying, you guys. I'm shook.
Yeah, you should be shook.
I am.
Those are some ghosts.
I'll never recover.
This cartoon spoke to me so hard.
So how do you like to spend your free time? I like to sleep. No, I mean when you're awake. Oh, I don't like that. So how do you like to spend your...
That's so you. That is so
I don't like
completely
that.
mock you guys.
And then you just have, speaking of puppies, this is just like cuteness overload. The tails, the lapping of the water. It's too much. It's too much.
I mean, they really are cute. They're a giant pain. They're such a pain. But then they look at you and then you're like, okay, fine. I won't take you to the pound. Fine. I'll forgive you for peeing and pooping on my carpet. Fine. Whatever.
Look at all of their tails.
I know. They're so happy. This is the thing. Like Coda lays down when he eats.
Oh my God.
He's like, I'm so exhausted to eat. And so he just lays down and he's all splayed out, and his little butt. He's just, it's too much. It's too much to look at.
Oh my God. It is. That is too
cute.
much. I love this chick who decided to set up a camera, like a ring type of camera in front of bird food, like on a ledge so that she could actually watch birds super up close in the camera.
Yeah.
But then things did not go particularly well in the end. Here's what happened.
Okay, so I decided I wanted to watch the birds on my front porch by putting some bird food in front of my camera. Thinking this was a great idea.
Oh, no. Oh, I can see where this is going.
Spreading the food out, making sure I have a good angle. I would get pictures and videos like this all day long, making my soul happy.
Right.
Then I have this video, and it's my favorite little finch. She comes every day. I'm just watching it. Mind you, I'm 7 months pregnant, so I'm laying in bed, and this is making me so happy.
It's not going to be a bird.
Yeah.
It's not a bird.
Then this happens. Oh my God.
Right. Right. I'm going to go ahead and kill that finch. Thanks for bringing that to me, Mom. Thanks for bringing. I don't have to hunt anymore. Thanks.
Oh my God. I just love that so much.
Cats.
Brenda, thank you. Brenda Matum says Happy Mother's Day. Michael Stellar says we love you, chicks. Thank you so much for that, you guys. I found my soulmate when it comes to people wanting to be friends with animals. This guy is so exactly me. Look at this.
I hate it when you make a friend and they're not 100% on board with being your friend. For instance, this is George. George is my pet squirrel now. George doesn't like being my pet squirrel, but George should not have been in my shed and stayed within reach if he didn't want to be my pet. Just saying.
George
so
is
everybody meet George.
It's like, get me the
George
hell
is
out
not
of here.
domesticated. George was literally just in that bucket over there.
I've been abducted. Get me out of here. This guy is crazy.
I would so do
me.
that. I will squeeze him and love him and call him George.
God.
It's totally me.
Not okay.
amazing lip reading person. It's such a talent, right? To be able to read lips. This somebody has lip read that tiny little prince. I think it is George, right? Prince George. Prince George has had his lips read.
Being the expert lip reader, I was asked if I knew what Prince Louis was saying in this clip. I've studied this for at least 2 hours, and I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's saying, "Fuck Joe Biden." Being the
you can't argue with him. He's a professional.
That's exactly what that kid said. Totally.
Oh my God. Also, someone has this. If you see this little thumbnail right here, you see this. It looks like a squirrel, right? But it's not. It's like one of those giant hedgehog, prairie dog kind of deals.
Yes.
And I've never, other than when you sounded like one in your nightmare that one night in Vegas.
Yeah.
I've not heard what they sound like. Apparently, they say Yahoo over and over again.
They do?
Check this out.
Really?
Yahoo!
You're so.
Oh my gosh, they are adorable.
Aren't they so cute? So many Yahoos.
Oh my gosh, I think they're like from Texas. They're Southern.
They're prairie dogs.
Yeah. Are you so happy?
They should have little cowboy hats on because they're like, woo!
Right? He's a little prairie dog.
Totally.
He's so cute.
Somebody needs to make him a tiny hat. And seriously, little chaps. He needs little tiny chaps.
So cute.
I love him.
Also, this is I think we may have shown something like this before when people duet another TikTok. So a lot of times all people do is they'll like put up a TikTok of something they think is really good and they'll just be on the other side of the screen nodding in agreement.
Yes.
And that can be like super irritating to some people. So this woman is bitching about it and then a gajillion people duet her. It's the best thing you've ever seen. Look at this.
Can we stop duetting videos when we have absolutely nothing to add to them? I don't need to know what you looked like watching that TikTok. Can we stop duetting videos when we have absolutely nothing to add to them? I don't need to know what you looked like watching that TikTok.
It is kind of
Can we
annoying though.
stop duetting videos when we have absolutely nothing to add to them? I don't need to know what you looked like watching that TikTok. Can we stop duetting videos when we have absolutely nothing to add to them?
This is freaking amazing.
I don't need to know what you looked like watching
I
that
don't
TikTok.
know.
Can we stop duetting videos when we have
God,
absolutely nothing to add to them? I don't need to know what you looked like watching that TikTok. Can we stop duetting videos when we have absolutely nothing to add to them? I don't need to know what you looked like watching that TikTok.
Oh my God.
Can we stop duetting videos when we have
hell?
absolutely nothing to add to them?
There's
I don't
more.
need to know
There's
what
another
you
one.
looked like watching
There's
that TikTok.
it's endless, you guys.
It's going a whole other.
Duetting videos when we have absolutely nothing to add to
There you
them.
go. Wait, there's one more. Wait.
I don't need to know what you looked like watching that TikTok. Can we stop duetting videos when we have absolutely nothing to add to them? I don't need to know what you looked like watching that TikTok.
I mean, it just doesn't end.
It's like it goes into like
Duetting
another
videos
realm of
when we have
reality. I
absolutely nothing to
cannot.
add to them.
It's just so great.
I don't need to know what
I
you
love
looked
it.
like
Out of the
watching that
toys.
TikTok.
So freaking great.
Can we
Oh my
stop
god.
duetting videos when we have absolutely nothing to add to them? I don't need to know what you looked like watching that TikTok. Can we stop duetting videos when we have absolutely nothing to add to
Was he
them?
painting her toenails? I
Yes.
can't. Oh my god.
I don't need to know
Oh
what
my
you looked
God.
like watching that TikTok.
No, he did not. He did not.
Oh my God.
That's just so great.
All right.
Animal like tendencies. It's so great. Is there a last one? There's a baby.
Yes,
There's a
the
puppy.
last one is from the Westminster Dog Show of 2023.
Oh, no.
The howler he's howling during the national anthem.
I love it.
So it's
I love
so
it.
completely, absolutely precious. Look.
I'm here with Tyson, the Alaskan Malamute, who just won Best in Breed. You might recognize him as the singer on my
He's like, I could have done a better job. I could have. That national anthem sucked. I could have done a much better job.
Good job.
Oh my God. So
pretty.
precious.
So pretty. Those were fantastic. See, we doubled it up.
That's right. We did. Double it up.
Bring it
We
in,
always
you
make it
guys.
up to you.
Bring it
Is Cash going to get
in.
up?
He's probably not. Are you going to get up today? It's Mother's
He's
Day.
got to get up for Mother's Day. Eve.
Come on, get up. I just threw a pen at him.
My shirt that says even my dog hates
Even my
Biden.
dog hates Biden. Get up. Oh, he's getting up.
Yay!
He's getting up for Mother's Day. You getting up for Mother's Day? Come here and say hi to everybody. The puppy said hi. Don't let the puppy outshine you. Oh my God. Don't let the flap. There it was. Oh God, it was a super extra double, triple flap.
That was a really good juicy one.
The level of difficulty in that flap was like a 10.0, you guys.
Yeah, for real.
It was
That
really
was off the
difficult
charts.
flap. He wanted to give everybody a Mother's Day flap and everybody have a
So
fantastic Sunday. It's going to be a great weekend, you guys.
It's going to be a fantastic weekend.
It's going to be a great weekend. I hope everybody has great weather and you guys have good food and you drink some mimosas. It's going to be great. So excited. Have a wonderful Mother's Day. Mwah, 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 to all the mothers and stepmothers and mom figures and all the people out there. We love you guys. And we'll